Yes, I. Greetings na Rastafari right name. Bones, bones, bones. Greetings to the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I first. You see, this is like the umpteenth attempt. But like the hygiene kiddos I say, this time let it be Jawel. You see, no well it won't be too. Yeah. Bones. No, we are continuing with the dance of East Kingston. No, the man are really done. The man was rebel, really and truly. See, like me try to explain. See, in the 60s after the election, the independence type thing, Jamaica split shortly after that. Now two-party system. Before that, you had one main aim, which was to get independence. So everybody on the island, this was their aim, and the aim was the challenge was against the aristocratic side of Jamaica, which Manley and the Bustamante them belonged to. You understand what I say? So Jamaica was basically challenging them, the descendants of the old estate plantain owner them. You see, same people who didn't want to pay a fair wage after slavery then. See? And the people usually strike and also still a burn cane field and things like that, and a demand them fair share. See? So them have problem like what they call it, industrial problem. See? With the people. Industrial strikes and things like that. So organizing these things in order to be more effective, where the people know say them have to do it on a national scale. So all them used to do this now, you have one and two, you usually have certain one and two people of substance in the community, as poor as it might have been, and a backward, it might be, my man might have a mule, a man might have a horse, a man might have a donkey, or have access to either. You understand what I say? So these men become like leaders in the community, more resourceful than most in terms of means of travel and things like that. So you find say that way back in the old days, the man used to ride from where them go and go meet up wherever the plan for meet or the meeting site is. When a meeting time, and them have a discussion and prepare a plan of action, and each man go back them way, reach back them community and discuss it amongst the community, and everybody know when to move, how to move, and what to do. See, so you used to have a more organized approach towards the people and political demands or them demands from politics. That's before independence. See? So it was kind of probably not more effective, but it was effective and satisfactory. It was kind of more honest. You understand what I say? In terms of and clear and transparent, the approaches and the results and things like that. Nowadays, there's no transparency. Since 62, there's no transparency. A guy just do what he want do for years, and then after 10 years, him tell you what him feel to tell you. So him did that do what was a success from what was not. See, so Bones was one of them man. Bones and along with a lot of people. Now them man go as far, them type of character go as far back as Nani, Kojo, and them sort of people. See, I don't want to call Kojo them name. I just want to leave them up in the West. But man like Taki, Paul Bogle, Sam Sharp, and them type of people, was them type of people was of these characteristics. See? So the man, so you see when I lead with this come right up. So after them man get murdered out and things like that, now you find say the nature, the forthrightness of the character was even more reserved of such. Probably sometime in a lot of cases even as a recommendation by the following, by the community itself, because again these men know you don't really want to lose them, you don't want nothing to them. So the people themselves come up with their own methods of protection and protecting these people. See? So coming up the line now, like we say, over time we have generation past, couple of generations till we reach up to Bones now. See? Bones was one of them man. See? Now, Bones is a man who get arrested in Warieka. And because a long time them are going with the All Island clean up and them oppressing and punish them down here. See? So even though I said the man them used to reserve certain forthrightfulness, you still used to have the oppressor, and it was still strong and prominent and abusive. You know, see, and the man them, so it came to a point whereby Bone got arrested for, and one of them same operation here. Seen? Couple of men from out of the crew, out of the Warieka hot stepping, get arrested for on the raid thing. Seeing one of them named Ralphie. See, now what the man them do is now is beat Ralphie to the point of mental illness. Seeing back in them days that you never used to have no consequence whatsoever. Authority never used to face no consequence for what's happening. No, because like I say, them did set up for protect a certain demographic from a certain demographic. They never set up for protect the whole Jamaica. And until this day, it's still the same. The constitution that the basis of the security forces hasn't been amended or anything like that since. None of them across the world has ever been. So it's still, the status quo, it still exists. See? So you don't know, them beat Ralphie and beat him that bad to, you come to a point where them did have to just turn them back on him. See? Turn them back on him unconscious body in a room and left the door open and can't about them business. And when him come to him, realize him alone sitting in the police room. So obviously more just walk out of a police station and gone home. I mean, it's brutality. You want to try to get her from that as well. See, before he was handcuffed, now he isn't anymore. He knew he was being released as well anyway. He was a young boy at the time. Teenager. See? And from my observation, that's where Ralphie suffered his first serious abuse, whereby it would have affected his mental state later on in our life. You know, see it, which we are going to explore when we are dealing with Ralphie himself. Bones, on that occasion, Bones got arrested as well and was taken to the gun court facility. Seen, and while in a gun court facility, due to the same practices and non-existent principles in regards to people in custody and prisoners and things like that from during that era, because there was no recognized human rights for a certain populace, the major populace, the black populace of the population. You know, see, hence the rebellions and hence the reasons for organizers, leaders like Bones. So when authorities get wind a whole of these fellas, because Bone was one of them, Bucky Marshall was one of them, and we got to a period again where time after time now, the government come up with some plan to eradicate the society of these elements. You understand what I say? Ostracize them, stereotype them and things like that. Since so in a lot of cases, man, them used to head to Warieka Hill, where them base themselves from Warieka Hill. Now, Warieka Hill now geographically is a very militant or it's a spot that that part of Warieka Hill then. Because I thought the lip of Warieka Hill will look over Glasspool Avenue. It can't be defined. It's hardly defined from the main road. Or the natural eye can't see the qualities or the benefits of rebels like that during them time there, because it's like gone down in our hole. It's like one valley, a hill go up, the front part of the hill go up, the first hill go up. See? But it looked to most people like just one hill gone up. See? But it stopped. See? And you have a little valley. See? And down in that valley there, then you start climb the other hill, go up again. See? So it's down in that valley there is a very secure helicopter. If you don't know, say it there and stay, so helicopter will fly past the front and look down in there. See it. And it's an accessible spot with motor vehicle and everything. People living there. It's like a little village back in them days there. See it. Now, further southwest of that point, now you have the first village where the slave master them set up. Civilized village in Kingston, when the first slave master them set up. That's when I thought Spanish Town, Spanish Town was the it, but they built that for this area of the the island, them build that little village, them start a village, a very nice, upscale type of thing. Like the first residential area in Kingston was Springfield on Sea. That's the area, and that's the argument. You know, see? So the man, them used to come perch right at Warieka less up on the little pint where I just explained to you. See? Stay up on the pint here, so now watch everything want go on in Springfield and see when slave master jump in the Mcgreggor and gone out plantation or gone a store, because behind that now you have the GP where them used to house slave when them used to and thing like that. That's what was the purpose of GP in the beginning, where them house and auction slaves. And GP now have a tunnel go straight to the sea, where when the ship come, them used to just unload the slave them from the ship. See, and put them in the to the tunnel and carry them straight up in a GP. See? Alright now. So that's GP. So GP was like the area, the location was ideal for start a community going further east along the beach side and things like that. Go further west now, them start like the commercial part of things like the downtown area, the markets, the shops and so on. South side come back to downtown, so it built, come all the way back to Tivoli Garden and them way there. You know, see? So the man them used to sit down up on Warieka Island and watch them, see what them do. When I tell you about slave like nanny people them and them way there. From back in them days the way I tell you about. You know, see, Paul Bogle them. See? Some shot them, the man there when them are rob. And that's how the man that used to come watch slave man's house and go sit on bush and all sorts of things. You get what I say? Rob, thief, gun and everything and run, come back in the hill. That's so easy and gone. So it was always that era was always credited for them sort of activity there from the day them bring people on the island. You know, see, because Rockfort again was right down there where they have the famous red coat outpost when them look out on the sea with the cannon them. You still have old cannon set up along in the vicinity of Cement Company region. You understand what I say? It's a protected historical site. Still have the old cannon them there. So you say, and as you see the name Rockfort, see, so cannon them used to up on the hillside, aim out at sea and thing like that. So it was an ideal spot again. Forget a one sniper for one red coat or the idle red coat, the other red coat who might have passed by. You get what I say? You catch the benefits of the geography to the man them, benefits of the location to the man them geographically. You get what I say? So yeah, it benefited everybody up until this day. It still have benefit people who were basically the man them nowadays and a rebel. See? Still a benefit gunman these days. See? Just the natural geography, the area. Just the natural area. See? So, them arrest Bones and lock up Bones. See? So Bones and Bucky Marshall them link up in a gun code. Cause like I said, it's an all island thing now. See? And from this on now, Bones and Bucky Marshall start establish a understanding. Seeing whereby them and say, boy, yeah, hear me? Well, I forget the youth them and the people them together. And you know what I say? Take on this thing head on. See, and in so doing, we have to drop and disassociate ourselves from all sorts of political allegiance. See, furthermore, that was Bones' practice and principle from morning. But the man like Bucky Marshall and the man them otherwise had their political connections, you know, see, because I'm sure a Burry Boy, them say Michael Manley did their Burry Boy funeral and gunshot fire and all sort of thing. We will discuss that on a different day. You know, see, so while in a prison now, the man them observe the treatment in regards to certain things. Now, Bones was a politically savvy character. See, Bones smart, Bones know for articulate himself and things like that. See? So Bones now organized between himself and Bucky Marshall for start a riot and take over gun court. See? Which they did successfully and make some makeshift knives and things like that and hold a vast portion to the water them hostage and things like that. See? And it went on for a while. days. I mean, I guess weeks or months, but it went on for quite a while. See? And it was so effective that it drew the attention of both political parties, both Michael Manley and Edward Seaga. See? And they found out, them investigate what go on and demand them demands and things like that, and to the articulation of the demands and the establishing certain denial of rights and things like that, and the demands for equality and just treatment, because the man them used to get random court dates and things like that. Enough man, it was just a blatant brutality. There was no existing format like that which exists today in terms of the procedure, trial procedure, court procedures and things them for the man. The man them used to get treated like slaves. So Bones was instrumental in the most modern judicial reformation in Jamaica. You see? See? And Michael Manley come down, they come meet him. I'm sure Edward Seaga might have attempted a meeting at some point. Not sure how successful, but I'm sure he attempted to get to know Bones and further convince Bones to be like, me I say, a supporter, a GLP supporter type of thing then, right? Try fall in favor with Bones, see? But it never worked out because Bones wasn't a party person of such. He wasn't an admirer of any particular political party, see? But again, like me always say, Rasta always have a soft spot. Every Rasta have a soft spot for the PNP party. Given the fact that the PNP party is the first and one of the only modern day government in a Western society will organize an official contingency with a back to Africa consensus, and went back to Africa, have some debate and some discussion with the leaders them down there, whereby they gotten we call it a land. Then put it simple, get land where people who want to repatriate can always relocate and get land for live and build up themselves. And yes, it's existing there Africa right now for every black man. See, so the PNP government was instrumental in the design of that thing. You get what I say? The whole construct. See, so Rasta always have a level of admiration for them for that. See, Bones no doubt, and all of the man them who find themselves from a rebel persuasion usually is of a Rasta mentality as well. See, so them usually accept, and you can say it across the board with the appreciation towards the PNP, at least to a certain degree. See? So, I don't know if that was the reason why I'm choosing a dialogue with Michael Manley. But no doubt Michael Manley was the Prime Minister of the day. See? So, Michael Manley come down, have a discussion, and like we say, bear amendment, bear legislation, bear changes to certain things and things like that. You see it, and Bones was also released. You see, I don't know what was the circumstance in regards to whatever allegation was drawn against him. I don't know what going on. But usually, you don't know. He was released. Eventually, he was on the road and things like that. And Bones organized the Mcgreggor gully contract. Bones was one of the main contractor, overseer, one of the main persons of authority within the project, amongst the project. We're not going to go into that part of the thing, but Bones was one of the main authority figure. Bones give work, Bones the contract, Bones make recommendation, no doubt fire, say no and thing like that. He was a very influential person, in the ghetto. Seeing that East Kingston type of thing, like me I said, them man there, a bigger man for Kappa and thing like that. Yeah, Kappa a step, a Kappa more out, the Kappa doing thing, but again, them can sit down and have a conversation, and it's a case where strong possibility Kappa will accept where he must say based on his experience and his fluency in dealing with certain issues at hand. You get what I say? So there was a strong and a high level of respect. This is not an argument who afraid of who or who better than who type of thing, because all the man that observe the rebel status now is every man who's got a certain talent, as long as you can work and develop on your talent to a, acceptable degree, that are your claim to fame amongst the crew, Someone can clean gun, him can't fire it. Someone can hide gun, him can't clean it. Someone can fire it, him can't hide it or clean it. See? And you need all of them type of man there. Put it simple for me have to use a scenario whereby everybody can associate with what me I said. I literally mean say because he is an accountant and things like that and you're good at it, you'll come be part of the crew and them accept you. No, go and go do your work, man. Better you bring some money, come give it on the weekend or whenever you get money. Or if you know or something where them can go rob or something like that. Better you make that be a contribution. But the man them wasn't have the idea for just scrape up and glad for involve anybody in for them thing where them for them practice. You get what I say? Yeah, them never, it wasn't like that. You know, see? See? Bones was further very, very instrumental in organizing the One Love Peace Dance, which was a series of dance across Jamaica for organize and bring together the communities them again with a certain understanding. You know, see, with a one aim mentality again like before the 60s, whereby regardless of where the two parties them want promise I do, we come up with our aim and our desires and we put it out there and make them know what we need them to do. Since if a guy want we work with them, him take up our plight and deal with it because we know you have the power and the resources to do it. Since so you're not gonna come and get our vote and then walk with gun like so we are idiot. See? While you have the chance, you do what we ask you to do. So if leader in a power to them know the furrow what's on the road, them know what the problem, we make you know, we make representation and we'll put it to you. See now if you don't vote for it, you know, so we organize same way with the donkey them and send the man them all about, make the community them know, so everybody are going to vote for a different man or we now vote. See, so it was that practice, that principle, that community, that oneness back then was too much of a threat for the ambitions of the parties and democracy and the electoral process in Jamaica. So the man them decided as well. Every time the idea came about whereby you have like the followers them and the supporters them and the instigator them strong enough and proficient enough whereby them can effect a certain level of change, government organize and kill them off. Them dead out suspiciously sometime most of the time by our inner police due to police interaction or authority interaction, and these men die suspiciously without the investigation or further proof of what happened or thing like that. You get what I say? Seeing so Bones now was one of the last of these real figures. Seeing after that a beard done, like you have Jim Brown, you have Tony Brown, you have George Flash, you have all of them man after who were openly or publicly aligned with political party were basically done. They were the ones that accredited with the dance and give them the basic reward of a dance through reward. You know what I say? By ostracizing and stereotyping them, use them and refuse them and you don't know, leave them on them own, like basically what them do to Little Massop, you know, out there in East Kingston or Rockford. You know, see, no disrespect to the big man, see, but I say what I say. You know, see, them just forgot about the man. You know, see it. And going to know the man, the history. You know, see it. Yeah. See, so them little thing that Bones, one like Bones, character like Bones try to avoid and prevent. There's a whole heap of issues surrounding his final days, his demise, characteristics, practices and principles and things like that. But nonetheless, his personal ghosts, his personal thing was his personal thing. You see, publicly he afforded the community a certain level of education and was more or less a very influential and beneficial figure amongst the youths, regardless of how the authority wants to propagate or portray him at this point in time, because back then the principles and the approach and the actions of the politicians were draconian as well. It was unlawful, it was inhumane. So we had was to organize and devise strategies and plans how to survive these atrocities and abuses. You see, it was what it was. It was post-slavery. See, so the mentality towards the black man or towards I and I was not on par with humanity. You see, so these men were relevant, effective, and beneficial characters in the community. See? So after organizing the dance with man like Boy Boy and Feather Map now, which he had was to invite Bucky Marshall back to Rockfort. You get what I say? Sorry, not Feather Boy, not that. See? But he had was to invite Bucky Marshall back to Mcgreggor Gully. I want to tell you, Bucky Marshall was kind of weary of the prospect at first. You see, he had was to send a letter to Bucky Marshall. I'm not sure if Bucky Marshall never trusted that it was him who wanted to see him, because like I said, they've got a strong relationship. They had that impact that the both of them impacted the government in gun court, no doubt. They had certain level of respect for each other. So, you know, I'm not really going on the issue why he had drawbacks in coming to meet with Bones after. But eventually he got the letter, he read it, and yeah, it was Bones, and he head out and met Bones in Mcgreggor Gully as Bones hoped originally. You see it, and have a reasoning, and the reason was about the planning of the dance and things like that, and the boat went away, and like whoever, like for instance, the relevant people them who they need to involve, they went and involved them and things like that, and you know, get the whole thing together, and it was successful in regards to how the people were seeing each other again, and how they were seeing their aim. They were, you know, channeling the energy in one direction again. See? So eventually now the man them decide say them are gonna keep a One Love Peace concert. See, which is where Bob Marley comes into the whole thing. See? I think it's that first concert where Bob Marley performed in Jamaica in regards to peace and unity and things like that. You know, see, the whole planning process, the idea, the concept started in Rockfort, East Kingston, by a man named Bones. You know, see. So, based on my like media knowledge and things like that, based on my limited access to research and things like that, that's my knowledge and depiction of Bones, who the character was, his principles and practices. You see, but the further elaborate on the character, I'm going to read from a book. Like, you can pick up on that during the reading of the book when you're born for that, because Bones again is one of the main character in that book. Seeing Bones, a lot of the things that Laura Gunn's seen in the book was through Bones' eyes. You know, see, that's a thing that you said, you know. Seeing, so there was a strong connection there. Like I said before, he eventually died in America due to some whole heap of nefarious claims or actions and things like that, which we're not going to go in too tough because of politics again. You know, see it, and we're there, if you don't know, we're there to talk about the goodness and the efforts where the general make, you know, in advancement and development. Whoever want to deny that can, but the advent of the One Love Peace Dance and Peace Concert is testament that these men meant well. See? In the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty, share, like, and subscribe. Rastafari bless.